Sup nerds, I'm CuppaJoey and we're going to be getting some really freaking highbrow crap in here today because we're going to be having a look at r/I'm very smart. We're going to be talking about quantum mechanics, quantum physics, quantum anything because you know that the word quantum makes everything smart, so let's have a look. I am 12 and have outstanding grammatical skills, and 1,435 Lexile have competed in science and maths competitions. Have a vocabulary of someone over twice my age, and I do not take kindly to being called a dumbass by a person with subpar grammar skills. I dislike K-pop because these people are unholy and I'm Christian. These people are worshipping false idols. The music is intolerably overrated, and although I still respect the work that the creators put in, it is still intolerable. Edit, I just found out my IQ is 137. Ugh, they're 12. What can I say? They're freaking 12. Of course they're flexing like this. They're 12. I did a lot. I'm pretty sure that this isn't even as cringy as the crap that I used to do when I was 12, okay? Oh, but why dislike K-pop? I mean, K-pop isn't unholy. Don't say that about Jimin. In this house, we stan Jimin and we stan Luna, okay? Leave them alone. I don't care if your IQ is 137, you can't talk about my idols that way. So that's where I'll use the knowledge I gained playing with those shape block toys back in my younger days. Back in my younger days, I played with philosophy and astrophysics books. My parents pushed me as a child to excel, and as a successful adult, I'm glad they did. Why are you like this? Because his parents made him play with philosophy and astrophysics books. Yeah, that's the thing, is that it's the emotional intelligence is down. Also, another reason that I know that this is one of those that happened absolute bollocks things, and that it's just somebody trying to flex over something that never happened, is that one, nobody would be able to understand philosophy and astrophysics when you're at the age that you're playing with shape block toys. You're like barely understanding object permanence, okay? The only thing you're gonna freaking learn from philosophy and astrophysics books at that age is what they taste like. And number two, everybody I've come across that has had really, really pushy parents that were forced, that forced their kids to excel, they've all said that they absolutely hated the way that their parents treated them. And that when they have kids, or if they do have kids, they've said that they are the complete opposite because of how freaking miserable it made them. I've never seen anybody, come from one of those households that was like, oh, but I'm very successful now, so I'm so glad that they did. I'm so glad that I missed out on being a child and having fun. It was great. So, this looks like a guy that didn't go too far, but now is, trying to make up for it by saying he did on Reddit. There's weird cognitive dissonance going on in my brain. On the one hand, seeing a black woman with straight, smooth hair just doesn't seem right. There's a flicker moment in my brain to the tune of, is that a white woman with a very deep tan, or is it a black woman with a wig, or is it a black woman with some European heritage that changed the affectation of her hair? Something about it seems off and screams a mystery that, while not any of my business, still compels my brain to try and pass out an answer. But on the other, I think straight smooth hair is better, easier to clean, easier to style, pleasant to run fingers through, etc. So it's like my brain saying, black women aren't supposed to have hair like that, but it makes sense that they'd want to. Yeah, hey folks, don't mind me, I am just going to flex how absolutely grossly racist and misogynist I am while proving that that makes me smart. Oh, seriously, all of that, oh, but, straight hair is just so lovely. I just want to see lovely black women with straight hair. It gets me going. It's just ugh, oh, it's just why are you spending that much time, creeping over freaking, dark-skinned women's hair? It's just so creepy. Why? What, maybe let people have their own style and just freaking piss off? Oh, it's just, this, made my skin crawl. It's just so many levels of wrong, and you think that makes you look smart? It really doesn't. It just makes you look like the biggest freaking creep that wants people to think you look smart, but you just look creepy. Needy and creepy, needy for attention and creepy. You need to go back and read my entire comment before jumping to conclusions or making irrelevant remarks. And based on my track record of being right 99.8% of the time, I wager that I'm right about this too. The other 0.2% is when I'm asleep. So wait, is this guy trying to say that he's only right when he's awake, which is 99.8% of the time? Because if you're only sleeping 0.2% of the time, then you're probably not sleeping enough, which is probably why you're coming out with bollocks like this. I just did the maths. The guy only sleeps 1.2 minutes a night. No wonder he's freaking delirious. 3 is the most divine and mystically powerful number in mathematics, and as such an argument that can be conceptualized as a triangle is the superior one over an inferior argument. Thanks to this, the better an argument or lecture becomes, the more likely it is to evolve into trilogy. Edit. And yes, this does mean that his final recap at the end of the video is inferior to a hypothetical version of this recap where he only used 3 points. This message was brought to you by the number 3! Yay! Seriously, what is this, like, weird, pseudo-intellectual wank over the number 3? Like, is it seriously that he couldn't even think of anything to argue, so he just said, should have made 3 points? This is just, like, such a wank thing to comment. All fun and games until a Titan shows up. False. Unbelievably false. First of all, it's physically impossible. Even if we were able to, then we would have to share a different universe, which is also impossible because we would have found another universe already. Oh my heck, I was just making a joke, jeez. Okay. Oh no, it's another very, very smart guy that says that we're not allowed to have comedy anymore. Sorry guys, we gotta, like, stop all jokes. You gotta, right, I mean, I know that, we got a plague out there, so there probably aren't any comedy clubs going on at the moment, but if there are any virtual comedy things going on right now, then you need to just freaking shut it down. You need to go and, like, kick down that freaking door and go, no comedy, this is unbelievably false, and it's physically impossible. Just, to make this loser feel better. Because, we're not allowed to joke. Well, at least we're not allowed to joke about Titans anymore. Anybody watching Attack on Titan, you better freaking stop now. Because that is unbelievably false and physically impossible. And we do not want anything unbelievably false or physically impossible in my anime. I was a mainframe administrator at 14. Prior to that, I wrote 2 books and never saw why publication and was a preacher for a bit. Honestly though, none of that was hard. Being a preacher is downright stupid. Acting is similar. A lot of it is just being in the right place at the right time. Kids are natural actors. I've been in more plays than I can remember, but was never able to get an audition to anything major, thus I was never in the right place. It isn't a huge accomplishment. Hell, I was considered a prodigy and even televised at 5 years old in 1983 reading from a university-level textbook whose context I don't remember at this point in my life. Do you honestly think a 5-year-old put in extraordinary effort to accomplish something like that? No, it was circumstance. The one thing I consider my biggest accomplishment was that I taught trigonometry at 13 at high school, and I had yet to attend because they pulled me out of classes to do so when they couldn't get a sub. Mentally, that's probably the hardest thing I've ever done because I'm neurodivergent, but I had to communicate with more mature students on their level, which I have a hard time doing with adults at my own age now. Yeah, I did not get paid for it, nor even properly thanked, nor was this accomplishment widely known or really acknowledged by anyone else. Accomplishment is subjective. Sorry for the info dump, I have no potato. Shut up, you bore. Your only other post is asking for a nude soap bubble outfit for a character in a video game. Oh, boom. Oh, just taken freaking down. Oh, just why? And that whole, I was this at 14 and I wrote that and I did this. Oh, it's like, the one thing that I actually believe is that this kid was a preacher because you know why? Because he's freaking preaching now. When I'm bored, I look up polearms and maps, arms and armor, historical warriors, historical weapon tests. Basically, my phone is a museum/college. Even been looking at some old C.S. Lewis lectures. Okay. I mean, I have an interest in history, would have, summed that up pretty succinctly. I mean, seriously, so what? I have an interest in history too. I like museums too. I like documentaries too. It doesn't mean that I'm, basically worthy of Einstein's left testicle. Even been looking at some old C.S. Lewis lectures. Okay, it's all religion. There you go. Actually, there is a book called Planet Narnia, which is quite interesting, but now I'm just going off on one. Like, I mean, when you're doing that to impress, it's so embarrassing because you know that this is like the smartest stuff they could think of. Like, they had an interest in a historical map. I was like, oh my god, I'm like actually interested in history. Like, nobody else could possibly be interested in this. Which is why it gets a lot of tourism and money, but never mind, it's only this one guy. He would have genuinely thought that people would have thought, oh my goodness, he looks at all that stuff and I just play, Fortnite? Damn. Well, for one, I have a soul unlike you. Two, I'm smarter than almost everyone else around me, which got me on the CIA list. It's not very fun. Oh, the only kind of list that this guy would be under if it was labelled CIA is children in attendance. Oh, I mean, come on, this has got to be a child, right? This has got to be like a freaking 12-year-old or something, because, the cringe. Oh, okay, it's so freaking embarrassing. Oh, saying I have a soul, I'm smarter than you, and I'm on this. Oh, then complaining that it's difficult. Just please stop. For yourself as well as me. I don't deserve this secondhand pain. Why can't Trump go to the White House anymore? 'Cause it's for Biden. Get it? Forbidden for Biden. He's there for the next 3 months minimum, genius. To all the low IQ people there, 2.5 months rounded up is actually 3 months. Thanks and have a nice day. Oh yeah, one more thing. If you can't comment on my appearance or my bio if you don't have a real profile picture, that's the rules. Peace. Oh no. Oh, I'm sorry. I'm sorry for the poor ugly guy. Oh, I'm sorry, did somebody with an anime profile picture call you ugly on the internet, mate? That stings. That stings. I've been there. Oh, it hurts. Sorry. Oh, man. Oh, that peace message, that shows how frustrated this guy was with the people. Basically telling him to stop being a twat. Look at that ratio. Oh, that's beautiful. God, that's what happens when you can't appreciate a freaking joke. Seriously, what is it with all these I am very smart people going, actually, on freaking jokes? It's called humour. If you're intelligent, you freaking understand that. The fact that any horse-trimming person has been doing this since, like, ancient Mesopotamia and you don't know, it's mind-boggling. You, sir, are a dumb soul. Yes, the dumbest of souls are those that, don't know the basics of horse trimming. Seriously, there is a reason why most people don't need to do these. It's like, the whole, hey, blacksmithing's been going on since the Saxons, but damn, you don't know how to make a sword. Of course I don't know how to make a freaking sword, and I don't know how to trim a horse, because I've never needed to use a horse to get anywhere. Don't use emojis on Reddit, please. They bring down the intellectual tone of the conversation down several notches. Yes, because, Reddit is the #1 place for high-class intellectual discourse. And, daring to have a smiley face in amongst all of that would just make it seem, just make it seem silly. You can't have an emoji in somewhere where there's, r/bread stapled to trees. This is a place where we talk about serious stuff, guys. It's got 1.1 thousands downvotes as well. Oh, I bet he thought that people were going to be on his side, damn. You might have seen on my page that I now have a Patreon. So for just £2, you will get exclusive access to my blooper reel with unseen bits that I haven't yet posted on this channel. And at the highest tier, you will get your name in credits at the end of my videos. Bearing in mind that I post a video 5 times a week, that's a lot of videos you're going to get your name in credits on. If not, a little like and a subscribe on my channel help a lot. Well, that's it for this episode of r/I'm Very Smart. I don't know about you folks, but my brain is just throbbing from the pure amount of information that's just been shoved in there that it just cannot possibly comprehend. And as I say at the end of every episode, if you enjoyed hearing from this subreddit and would like to hear from any other subreddit, then do let me know in the comments. I'd love to hear from you. And until then, I'll see you all next time.